All right, welcome to week three of my predictions. A quick recap for weeks one and two. I suck. Went 9 and 7 in week one. Went 6 and 10 in week two. It was a bad week for me. It was a bad 2 weeks for me. I don't think I've ever been. I've been doing this for a couple years now. I don't think I've ever been under 500. So it is a rough start, man. We're gonna fix it though. We're going 16-0 this week. Pretty sure there's 16 games. Yeah, it's only week three. Okay, so Thursday night we got Jets Patriots. Yeah, we're gonna take the Jets here. The Patriots look good, but they're playing really safe football and they have a decent defense. The thing is, the Jets also have a pretty decent defense. I think you're gonna see Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson start to develop a little bit more chemistry. They've been lacking in these last two games. Brees Hall looks good. I took Braylon Allen in my fantasy draft. I'm in a dynasty league, so I took a young guy, and he looked explosive last week. You know, 2 touchdowns. I wonder how they're going to use him in this game. I wonder if he's going to see more touches. I don't think he's going to take the first spot overall from Brees Hall, but I would like to see him get pretty good use. Do you want to say hi? Meow. Well, come on. Are you hopping up here, or what are you doing? Okay, you can stay right there. My cat is saying hi. All right, and then let's go on to the onto the 1 o'clocks here. Giants Browns. Now, usually I just pick against the Browns because I'd rather be pleasantly surprised, right? That the Browns won, but it's hard for me to see us losing to the Giants. And if we do, I may never make a video again because I'm gonna need a gravestone. Watson looked a little better for like the opening of the game, but 184 yards, 0 touchdowns, zero like interceptions. Oh, there she is. It's safer football as long as he's not throwing interceptions. Our defense is really going to give us a chance to win. But the thing is, like we have what feels like basically no offense on that team. Um, the running game is not as good because Chubb is not back there. It is truly a struggle at the current moment for the Browns. Um, and the Giants, honestly, if the Panthers didn't exist, they'd be the worst team in football. Watching them is a tragedy. Um, I just feel bad for Giants fans at this point. Like, good lord, you lost Saquon and you signed Daniel Jones to a $160 million contract. Good lord, man, I don't know what's going on over there. Okay, we got Bears Colts next. Gonna have to give this one to the Bears because Anthony Richardson's like good but not good. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to explain like the guy can make the 70-yard pass but he can't do the 5-yard dump off. He threw 3 interceptions last week. Really brutal performance from him. So I can't write him off though because he has some really incredible talent and he might be able to fix this, right? It's the same thing with Williams. And Williams should be better, but his offensive line is absolutely horrendous. He has options to throw to, and they get open sometimes, but like the dude has no time. But the Bears defense is carrying them to their victories. I do think that the Bears defense is better than the Colts defense. So we're going to give that one to the Bears. The Texans and the Vikings, both 2-0 teams here. Vikings really shocked me last week. The 49ers did not play well against them. I mean, the defense, I mean, specifically, um, Fred did. Fred Warner played very well against the Vikings, but I mean, yeah, it was brutal for the Niners to lose that one. Sam Darnold's looking okay and playing mistake free football, which is what he needs to do. This is a harder one. You know, I'm gonna give this one to the Texans though. Just a slight edge here to the Texans. Um, I could be wrong on this one. This one feels like one I could definitely be. All right, we'll move on. Eagles Saints. I'm actually going to give it to the Saints. They've scored 40 points in both their games. The Eagles blew the worst, one of the worst. Like I saw the Browns blow a 14-point lead to the Jets in the last 2 minutes, like 3 years ago, and I could not believe the collapse I witnessed from the Eagles at the end of that Monday Night Football game. That was insane. So we're gonna give this one to the Saints. Derek Carr's looking incredible in this offense. This offense is clicking, and the defense is doing just as well. Basically, I mean They haven't had, we thought it was maybe just they faced Carolina, right? But they actually did the same thing to the Cowboys, and that is much more impressive. All right, we'll move on to the Chargers and the Steelers here. Chargers 2-0, Steelers 2-0. Now, the Chargers are 2-0 based off of who they've really faced, which hasn't been great competition. But I mean, you do get Quentin Johnson getting 2 touchdowns last week, so maybe you do have some good wide receiver talent. Maybe I haven't looked at Ladd McConkey's numbers. I don't know how much they're using him, but maybe there is something there. And Joe Alt was the right pick. You picked the right guy, Chargers. Yeah, actually because he looked really good against the Raiders. Week 1 really did a good job, in my opinion, against Max Crosby whenever he went up against him. However, this Steelers defense is fucking insane. You're probably not going to be able to do anything. The problem is Steelers offense doesn't exist. Their offense is Chris Boswell. Their offense is a man with a leg. As long as Justin Fields plays mistake-free football, that's it. Passing offense is dead in the NFL so far this year. It is basically just get down into field goal range and kick a field goal. That is how NFL works now. So we're gonna give that one to the Steelers. Broncos Bucks. I'm not even talking about this. The Broncos suck, bro. They suck so bad. There's a competition for who sucks the most. It's the Broncos it's the Broncos, the Giants, and the Panthers all just kind of like in this weird face-off, like dual guns pointed at each other in a circle. It's hilarious. They have a rookie quarterback. He's just making a lot of mistakes. It's brutal to watch. They have no run game, negative run game, and their defense just isn't as good as it has been in the past. So there's no leg for them to stand on, really, and win these games. The Bucks, on the other hand, absolutely rolling behind my former quarterback. Yeah, no, it's actually really good to see Mayfield succeeding. He seems like he's a lot wiser from the interviews, and it might have been exactly what he needed to just be kind of a journeyman and go through it for a minute before he landed somewhere. So good for the Bucks, We'll see how it turns out for them, but they have a good chance of winning the NFC South. Probable only competition. I don't know. It's the Saints look good in that division too. That might be a pretty good division this year if the Falcons can actually keep it rolling from Monday night. We'll see. Besides the Panthers, Panthers are dead already. All right. Yeah. Next up. Yeah, I didn't know if I said it, but the Bucks. I do think that the Bucks will win that game, obviously. Packers Titans. I'm gonna go with the Pack on this one. The Titans have a little bit better of a defense, I think, than the team that the Packers just played. My mind is blanking, but they actually just handed the ball off to Josh Jacobs 30 times, and that's how they won the game. And I think that they could do the exact same thing because Will Levis and the Titans not looking great on offense. Will Levis is consistently making these very, very bad mistakes. We saw his coach kind of flip on him last week. What the fuck are you doing? What the hell was that? Why are you giving the ball away right there? Like, you got to stop doing that. You got to stop. You're costing them. Panthers Raiders. Yeah, Panthers are going to lose this. The Raiders win. Now, they make a change at quarterback, and they go to Andy Dalton. So it would be actually really interesting to see if their offense looks a little bit better with Andy Dalton. I would expect it to look a little bit better with a veteran quarterback. But I still don't think that they have any kind of team. But to me, this is kind of a trap game. This is one where it's like the Raiders looked really good, and they won against Baltimore. So you're really high on the Raiders right now, right? But the Panthers just made a quarterback change to a veteran quarterback who's been in the league for a minute. They might be able to do something with that. There might be a little bit of momentum in the locker room, if they get a good first drive or something like that. So this is kind of like a little bit of a trap game to me. I'm going to take the Raiders because I still don't think the Panthers have a team enough to compete here, but there's a slight chance. There's a chance. Itty bitty. Dolphins, Seahawks. We're going to take the Seahawks. The Dolphins have not figured out their quarterback problems because Tua is consistently dying on the field. So, we're going to take the Seahawks here. Geno Smith, DK, Lockett, and Seahawks defense is all right. I don't know if Kenneth Walker will play. He's got a rib injury. I don't know if he's been seen in practice at all. No clue. Have not checked up on that. Lions and Cardinals. Oof. Yeah, this is actually a really hard one. This would be my game to watch for the week. Like this would be if I had to watch a game for the 4 o'clock slot right here because these two teams I don't know where either of them are. Like the Lions should be 2-0. They lost via uh, coaching decisions and just mistakes. 2 interceptions from Goff. You had a chance to put 3 points on the board 2 different times, but because you didn't do it the first time, you didn't do it the second time. The over aggressiveness in the coaching decisions just they want they want the big score, right? And and it just costs them. Just take the field goal like everybody else, and you're probably winning that game. Or don't mess up, sending the field goal unit on when you haven't even spiked the ball yet. You're probably winning that game. Unfortunately for the Lions. So they should be 2-0. The Cardinals' offense started clicking really well last week. Murray looked amazing. Marvin Harrison looked amazing. But I think that the Lions' defense is going to be pretty good here. So I'm going to actually take the Lions here. Yeah, I'm going to take the Lions. But this should be a very good, very close game, in my opinion. Ravens Cowboys. I'm actually kind of hoping for a Cowboys bounce back game here. It would be hilarious to me to see the Ravens start 0-3 on a skid because of the absolute hype that was built off of them saying, grabbing Derrick Henry in the offseason and then proceeding to be like, well, we're not going to be a team that gives Derrick Henry 20 carries. And it's like you're a run first team and you're not going to give one of the best running backs 20 touches, man. Like, what are we doing here? Like they kind of they need to change it up. They need to change up their offensive style if they want to win, and they're not. They're not. So I would love to see the Cowboys win this one, and that's who I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick the Cowboys. I think they do get a bounce back here. I think they got that absolute stomping on last Sunday against the Saints, and I think they're gonna bounce back here so that there's no buyer's regret for giving Dak that massive contract, 49ers, Rams. Yeah, the Rams, there's no team left. They're playing grocery baggers in LA at this point. Everybody's on IR. I know that because half of my fantasy football team is on IR because of them. I have Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. I had to pick up Tyler Johnson in the waiver wire, and even then, I'm not feeling confident. This is a bounce back game for the 49ers. This is a get right. They'll fix the offense a little bit, and you'll probably see like another 250 yards passing and another 125 yards rushing from Mason from the 49ers. They're just gonna keep trying to roll on offense and get back into it. So I'll take the 49ers here. Chiefs Falcons, another good one, an actual good Sunday night game to watch, only because the Falcons came back on that Monday night. They didn't really look that good up until that last drive. Like, they looked way better as a football team than they did the entire game on one drive. It was crazy. So I'm hoping you see more of that Falcons. And the Chiefs barely squeezed by despite, multiple mistakes by Mahomes, but their star player Kelsey not getting anything done. Basically, the entire rest of the team won that game, but not their stars. Their stars did not have a good game against Cincinnati. So, we'll see. Chiefs Falcons here. Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be my undercard game here. I think that the Falcons might take this. I wouldn't be shocked if the Chiefs win, don't get me wrong, but I'm gonna say that the Falcons keep the ball rolling and they're gonna be very focused on in practice this week, being like, how do we get that every drive? Because that was great. Jags Bills. Yeah, we're gonna go with the Bills here. The Bills just look better than the Jags. I mean, Josh Allen doesn't have to be Josh Allen for the Bills to win. They proved that last week when James Cook just gets 3 touchdowns or whatnot. So Commanders Bengals. I'd actually love to see the Bengals on a 0-3 skid again. Maybe it's because I'm a Browns homer, but it's funny and I enjoy funny. I think that might happen too. It would be a little bit of a sneaky win. I can't do it though. I don't think I can pick the Commanders. There's something in me that's just like they're just not there yet. You can't do it. They've only beaten the Giants, and they did it through kicking field goals. Which, by the way, field goals win you games, so kick field goals. Yeah, we're gonna end up taking the Bengals here. The Bungles will finally end their winless streak. That's how it'll end, and that's it for my predictions today. Again, I'm 15 and 17 on the year. After this week, we're definitely going 16-0, so I can make it back up and be 31 and 17 or whatnot. Good lord. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.